DIY journey. Welcome to my channel today. I am very happy that you are here with me. So the last video we made the cover to our next journal that we're going to be making. I am going to do my best to do everything on camera. So I noticed that because I wanted to make sure I got this butterfly in. And then I covered it with the ribbon, but that's okay. Now I will tell you, which I think I mentioned in the video where we made this, for my ribbon, instead of doing it this way, I wish I had glued it on the inside and then put my red fabric here over that ribbon. So that'll be for next time. I mean, we can still make this pretty. Now, the only thing I did do off camera was I put some corner protectors on here because I forgot to do that during the video, and I wanted to make sure I got that done and didn't forget. So most of the time when I think of something, I have to do it right then or I forget. That's how my brain works. So I did do that. So today I thought we would put the signatures together. This little back here, it came in handy to hold everything that goes with this journal. I found this bag at the Dollar Tree, and I picked up 2 of them. So I think the next time I go back, I'm going to pick up a couple more. Because, yeah, sometimes I get, 2 or 3 projects going on. So I am just going to dig out the pages that I want that we're going to be using. I don't think these were printed on cardstock, so I will use this to make ephemera with. And then I dug out some little doilies that I have. I got white ones, some pink ones. I dug out some library cards, some index cards, and some of my junk envelopes that we can use throughout this process to make, pockets and stuff. So I went ahead and dug those out, and I'm going to put those in this bag as well. And then I dug this out too. I had this made already, book page with a little card, some lace. I thought maybe I could put some more pretties on it, so I dug that out to put in this bag as well. All right, so signature. I got this one out. This is really, really thick cardboard, and I think I got this from my kit from Scrapbooking with Me. The kit that I got, I believe, came out every 3 months. But this is really, really thick. So I thought that would make some great tags, and it goes with the colors very well. So I do have these 3 pieces of cardstock, and what I thought, this one here is a little thin, these are a little thicker, but what I thought about doing with these, which I would like, that's what I want to do today, is make like a folder with these that will actually be the first page of each signature. But all I do is, one, I'm going to separate into 3 piles. We might end up with more than 10 pages per signature. But we can, once you get, you gather all your pages you think you want to use, you can separate them and then, go from there and decide, oh, I really don't want this one in here, or, oh, I want more of this one. And there's really no right or wrong. Okay, so these, I dug out 5 of these, but there's only 3 piles. So I want to put these other 2 to the side, and then I can decide later if I want to add them in somewhere. Here's the little preschool paper. And that is really, really thin. So this being in here, I am not sure what I am going to do on those, but I will find something. So this is the Magic Spring kit. That is what this one is. And I am just going to separate these. Okay, and then I have one left of that. So I'll put that to the side. I am not sure I want to use this, to be honest with you. Let me see how many pages we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so we have 11 pages per signature right now, which generally I do 10. Which, depending on how thick your spine is, you could probably do anywhere between 10 to 20, just whatever you want to do. This, I'm going to go ahead and dig out one more of those, so, each one is even. Okay, there's that. And do have some pink Easter egg colored paper. Let's put one of those. So that's 11, 12, 13. Oh. So I had this book, Better Homes and Gardens Perennials, that belonged to my dad. And, it's not something, that I need to keep reference. It is old. So let's use a couple pages from that. Let's use that one. I like the black and white ones. Alright, so there's that. I think this book was like 1979, 1978. And then let's grab some old dictionary page right here. I don't even remember where I got it from. I can't remember if it was my dad's. But I love the pages. So we'll use one of those. And this is kind of what I do. I just kind of, in a way, go by the seat of my pants because I don't always have a plan. Okay, so I am going to forfeit this. And then I have this one little extra page that I printed. So I am going to put that to the side. I dropped the doily. All right, so 15 pages each. And I am just going to go ahead and stack these like this. I'm going to set them to the side and make my little folders. I forget who I seen this idea from, but I loved it. So let's see. I'm going to use this side as the inside cover, only because it is a directional page. So if I use it this way and I'm folding this up to make pockets, this is going to be upside down anyway. So I'm just going to use it like this. That'll come up and it'll be okay. So I am going to line my paper up here. Well, no, let's go down here. And I need to go to that little line. So I am going to score on each side. All right, I'm going at 5/8. So I'm just going to score right there. And then I'm going to turn this around and do this other side. And I'm going to score this at 5/8 as well. Now you don't have to do 5/8 because all these are going to do is fold in. It's going to make the sides a little thicker and stronger like this. So whatever you feel comfortable with. Now I want to score it in the center. Now we want to score it. Okay, so 4 inches. About 4 inches, just however big you want your pockets. And then I'm going to score right there. And then that is going to be it. So that's going to fold up like that. And then we have the two sides that will fold in here. Oops. And then the middle. So we got it lined up. All right. Now, I need to find my scissors. I want my smaller ones here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this little square off right here. And I'm going to start on the other side of the score line just a little bit. And I'm going to go a little bit diagonal and come to that fold line. See? And then I'm going to cut up this way just a little bit on the other to the left of that score line. And that'll get that little bump out of there because we don't want that. And hopefully I cut all right. So I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to start this time to the left, a little bit of an angle. It'll just help take some of that bulk out. And then I'm going to cut to the right of this fold line right here. And then I'm going to cut here on the spine. And I'm going to do that a little bit at an angle as well. And let's try it this way to come to that point. Right there. Get that off. I think maybe just a little bit more. So without giving too much personal detail away, this has been kind of a crappy week. And not a very good start to the new year. And the only reason I am doing this video is because I am not going to sit and sulk all day. So Monday I got to work and my nephew called me about his dad, and they had found him deceased. It's my baby brother, who is 46 years old. So yeah, it's been a pretty devastating week for not just myself, but many others. And we're trying to figure out what happened. So I am using my Beacons Fabri-Tac glue, and I am just gluing those sides in that we scored. And then I am going to put glue on each side of these pockets and fold them up. And my baby brother, he was, he did have a heart bigger than Texas. He would give you the shirt off his back if he knew you needed it more than him. No questions asked. He's been there for me quite a few times, more than I can count, helping with my girls, making sure they had what they needed. All right, so folder number 1 down. Okay. So yeah, it's been, I can't even explain it. Now I will say that my baby brother has battled addiction since he was probably 14. And he has been clean now for, I don't know, 6-7 years, a while. And I'm just going to fold this in half and run my bold folder down it. And you know, his wife of 20 some odd years, she was pretty amazing with him. She always stood by him. Every time he would relapse, she was always there. I got that just a tad bit off. Not too bad, but. And so 2024, his stepson had purchased a motorcycle and was just overly excited to show it to him, and couldn't wait for my brother to come down to show it to him and start his riding lessons. And so he was bringing that. He decided he was going to bring the motorcycle to my brother, and he ended up wrecking, and he passed away. And right before that, my sister-in-law was diagnosed with cancer. So my brother lost his stepson unexpectedly in July, and then lost his wife in September to cancer, she was their glue, what held them together. And so December marked a year and 2 months that his wife has been gone. What did I mark that other one at? 4 or 3? It was 4. And honestly, I think his heart was just so broken, and he did not know what to do. I mean, he did the best he could. He tried to move on, and So I don't know. I know he had started drinking again, which normally when he would relapse, that's where it would start, was with the drinking. And then before you knew it, he was back on the heroin. And that is the most horrible drug. They're all bad. I shouldn't say that. They're all bad. But they didn't find, any signs of needle use or anything. So we don't know. I mean, they're running tests. They're doing the autopsy. And hopefully we'll know soon of what happened or why. And that's, my brain just needs to know why. He was in an accident Sunday morning. They sent him to the hospital. In less than 6 hours, he was released to go home. No tests, no nothing. Just, oh, you feel fine? Okay, go home. And then he went to bed Sunday night and did not wake up. Well, that one went a little easier. So yeah, I've done nothing but sulk and cry all week, which, I know is expected, but I thought today, while I'm just sitting and waiting for news, that I would do something to keep my brain busy instead of sitting in my chair all day, doing absolutely nothing. I mean, not nothing. I've been, talking to people, and they weren't going to do an autopsy at first because they just thought it was a drug use. And I finally, the second time I talked to the coroner, he didn't even know my brother was in an accident on Sunday and was in the hospital. So he said that he would schedule the autopsy right away and request the medical records from that stay in the hospital. So, I don't know. And then knowing my brother as well as I do, he would not want any of us just sitting around crying, being sad. And I know that's easier said than done. But today I'm trying. I am with you guys. I am sharing what I'm doing. So it might not be a happy start to the new year. But we're going to make it happy. Because, yeah, I know my brother would not want me sad. Or anybody sad over him. All right. One more to go. So, I don't know. We might be able to get signatures sewed in. Because I think I was going to wait because I wanted to do the folder, but I wanted it to be like an envelope folder. That It would kind of be like a journal within a journal. I've done that before. It turns out cute, but it's okay. We're going this route, and I think it's going to be good. My husband had to go into work for a few hours. He had just one truck coming in that they had to get unloaded. So he is doing that, and then he's going to take me down to the crash site where my brother wrecked Sunday morning, because we don't even know why he wrecked, what caused the accident. There was no other vehicles around. It was just him, and he was inside the vehicle. The vehicle was totaled, and he was in the middle of a field. So yeah, anyway, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go try and find out where they found him at. I'm waiting for the Indianapolis Police Department to call me back. Well, the officer who responded to the call, to see what he can tell me. Right now, I kind of feel like there was negligence between the police department and the hospital. Because I feel like, even if, he did wreck because of, excuse me, drugs or alcohol, why didn't he go to jail when they released him from the hospital? Oh no, I actually seen the little folders made like this. And if I can find the video that I watched, so I can give them credit for sure. But they actually did a little spine in the center so that they could put a little notebook in there. And my goal this year is actually to join some craft fairs. Because I do more than just paper. I do some wood projects and upcycles and stuff like that. We do furniture, but I thought that is definitely a good idea for some craft fairs. Just make a little folder, a little notebook folder, and make like an 1/8 of an inch spine here, and put one of those little, it's like a legal pad, but it's small, in there. I thought that was a good idea. So that's my plan. I just need to get some notebook paper, or the legal pads, and then I have a ton of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. So I've got my brother and his wife, they do craft fairs all the time, and my brother was telling me yesterday that he's like, you should really do the craft fairs. He's like, they're really fun. So I knew if my big brother was saying that craft fairs were fun, because he is a garage person that likes to turn wrenches on old cars. He loves restoring the old cars. So if he's saying they're fun, then it's gotta be fun. So that is my goal this year. So now I am just going to start by folding all my pages in half. All right, now decide Okay, so front, middle, and end. So yeah, I think what I will do, let me see. Yeah, I will trim the bigger pieces to match this. That is what I will do. And that way we still have different sized pages throughout the journal. They're not all one size. So then I will separate pages like that. I guess we could do that. And I'm going to start with that because that is my cover. Oh, hang on. That goes like that. Okay. Then I'm just going to go through these real quick and make sure that I have these mingled in like that. And then even pick out the one that I want to come first, which I think that one is okay. It's a good one. Oh, but I like that little birdie. No, we're good. Okay. All right, so I'll start with the cover, and then I'll start with one of these, and then I will take this one, and then back to one of these, and then I'll take one from this pile, and then back to one of these, and then I will take from the coffee Easter egg pile. Well, come on. And then back to one of these. And then I'll start off. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I'm going to go through each signature. I have them all three together now, arranged how I want them. And I am just going to set my papers where I want them. Like, I don't know, position-wise. So, kind of offset these smaller ones. Make sure that like this one is lined up good. Now I put these in my book just to make sure how they're going to fit. And really the only one I need to trim off is this dictionary page. So I am just going to make sure that one is somewhat centered. And then I'm going to trim it along the parchment paper here, probably is what I'll use as a guide. So I'm just going to make sure that one is centered. And then make sure I don't get okay, because I don't want to trim off like any other papers, just that one. So now I have them arranged. And then I am going to take my ruler and my knife. I gotta dig it back out. I didn't know what to do with myself yesterday, so I cleaned my craft room. And I am just going to line it up with that parchment paper because that one does fit in my journal okay. And then I'm just going to trim that off. So I'm going to get my paper clips out here. And I'm just going to paper clip this so that I don't accidentally hit it and knock my pages everywhere. So I'm going to use these plastic coated ones because I don't like them. These I normally save to make like hidden paper clips and such. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Just kind of rearrange my pages how I want them. Okay, so I have all my signatures arranged. I have that dictionary page trimmed down. And then I went ahead and the little folder that we made, I ran each of those through my sewing machine. And I did a different stitch on all of them. And then I also took the parchment paper only. That's the only other one that I sewn on. And I did stitching around that one. I did use like kind of playing around with my sewing machine using different stitches. This one is, I love this one. It does that swervy on its own. It's pretty cool. And then this one I really like too. So playing around with different stitches, see what I liked. And now we will go ahead and sew the signatures in to our cover. First, let's poke our holes. So actually, I want to have to move this out of the way because what we need to do is take our little template and we want to put it in the center of our signature. And I'm just going to fold it back in half and use the middle set of holes that we poked. Try not to move these pages too much. Oh, no, that one I wanted centered. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Oh, get it together, Lisa. So make sure, because I got the top marked with a T. And then I'm going to try and center this in here the best I can. And then it looks about good. Okay. And then I'm going to fold it in half. And I want to go ahead and trim that off. So on our next two signatures, we won't have to worry about centering it. It'll already be done for us. So now I'm going to take this nifty little tool, and I actually learned how to use this correctly. This little thing comes out, which I thought you would leave it in there, put your papers on there, and poke it in. Well, it didn't always hit the holes, and yeah, because I was using it wrong. So take that out. We're going to put, well, actually, I don't need to use this, but you could use this to guide, for a guide to poke your holes, but we're not doing a 1 signature journal. We are doing the 3 signatures, so we want to make sure these holes line up with the ones that we put in our journal cover. So that is what I'm going to do. But yeah, you take that out and life is a little easier poking these holes. So, okay, there's that. We'll just make sure we have them big enough. All right, and I'm just going to leave that there for just a second. And so our thread, string, whatever you're using, I do 3 times the length. And that does make it a little bit longer than really needed. But that is good for me because sometimes I don't know if I'm going to leave them long, which I'll show you here when we sew this in, what exactly I'm talking about. Or if I'm going to cut them out. If I leave them long, then they will hang on the outside of the book and I can put beads in them. All right, so I'm going to take that out. Hopefully hold this together. I'm going to go ahead and stick my needle through the center one. There we go. We'll set this aside. Okay, so this is our first signature. Actually, no, I'll go ahead. I'm going to put this one as my last signature. So we're going to start with the middle hole that we poked here. And we're going to put it, because we have, I know you probably can't see very well, but we got the first line of holes, second line of holes, and the third line of holes. So we're going to go in this third row. And we're going to go through that center hole and that. And I might have to get some pliers here. Yep. Okay, let me grab my pliers. Pull this through. I probably could have got a smaller needle, especially since I'm using that, ouch, smaller thread. So then you just pull it through. My thread came out, so. And now you can either go to the top or the bottom hole on the same row. Doesn't matter. Because in the end, you're going to get the same result. All right, so we'll go in. I'm going to go in the top hole through there. And then the top hole through our papers. Maybe. Oops, don't tear it, Lisa. Sometimes I struggle here. Am I sewing these in? I hope I'm sewing these in right. Before we go any further, let me just double check. Yep, they're the right direction. Yep, and my cover is the right direction. I have sewn in signatures upside down and didn't catch it until it was already really too late. So then I'm going to go ahead and pull that through a little bit, but I'm going to make sure that I keep a tail on this. Let me switch these so I can scoot over, because I got a feeling I was probably off camera there. Now I'm going to go through the bottom hole, maybe, in the bottom hole on the same row in my cover. Push that through. There we go. All right, pull it a little snug. And then we are going to go through the center again. And this is just something, you know, take your time, because don't get impatient, because sometimes the holes don't stay lined up. Sometimes you gotta go through one page at a time. All right, now pull it snug. We're gonna make sure that these two strings, we have one on each side of this string down the center. So we'll pull it snug, not too tight, because it will rip your pages if you're not careful. Okay, that looks good. And it looks good on the outside. So now I am going to go ahead and, well, if I can get these apart, tie these in a knot. So I am going to do, okay, we are not going to use this string. I mean, I tried, so I figured with it being a little thicker that it would be okay. All right, so I'm going to go back to the crochet thread. This is size number 3. So it's a pretty thick thread. Again, 3 times the width, cut off, and same process. So I will skip ahead to where we were at. So I will be right back. I am there. So got my strings, and then I'm going to tie 3 knots. I'm going to do right over left, left over right, and then right over left again. And then all I'm going to do right now is bring these down like this, and then trim them off to where they're the same size. And now you see how the strings are, you know, long, sticking out of the book. And if I choose to leave them this way, then I can put beads at the end on all 3 of them, or I can cut them off short if I decide that I'm going to put like a dangle down the side. I don't normally put a dangle on the side and then beads at the bottom, because I feel like that's just too much. So I generally do one or the other. So we'll see. This one might actually get some pretty pink beads or something. But we'll see, because I don't always have a plan. And of course, sometimes I change my mind. So now that I have that sewn in, I am just going to kind of train the papers to where they will fold. So I just kind of go through, well, that's the center, and just kind of press down this side of them, whatever you want to call that. Just make sure that they are good and trained. And then I'm going to do the same process for the other 2. So I will get that done real quick, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have all 3 signatures sewn in. And I must say, I really like it. I'm really glad I did this little folder thing on the beginning of each one. I really like it. So I think I will call it a day on that. And next video, I think maybe we'll do the cover, and then maybe start on we'll do the cover and some pockets. We'll make some pockets to put in each of the signatures, is what we'll do. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And thank you for listening to my story about my week. And I am glad you guys are here with me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. That is the best way to support me. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell and select all so you don't miss any future content from me. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.